We end with an ultra-marathon runner who's 6 years old, weighs 9 pounds, and is powered by a veterinarian-approved diet of chicken and cheese. In tonight's Weekend Journal, CBS's Itai Had shows us she's also the leader of the pack.
Running a marathon takes grit, training, and heart. Andrew Owens has all three.
Got it.
But what sets him apart isn't his pace, it's his partner. Nope, not this one. That one.
The minute she starts seeing the people, the loudspeaker, then she knows that something big's about to happen.
Meet Jelly Bean, rescued from a shelter in Sacramento.
2, 1.
And now showing the marathon world who's top dog.
Let's go.
She races alongside her dad Andrew and his girlfriend Melissa. Her warm-up, non-existent. Her carb load, dog treats. Her training plan, just keep going. And go she has. 7 marathons, 2 ultra marathons, and a personal best of 3 hours and 47 minutes. We caught up with her at the Berkeley Trail Adventure Run. Though caught up might be a bit of a stretch. She doesn't look like a marathon runner.
What I've learned is marathon runners come in all shapes and sizes.
It all started when Andrew took her on short jogs and discovered she was born to run. Soon, this little Chihuahua was inspiring others.
Someone came up to me and said, if she can do it, why can't I?
We do see a growing trend.
Craig Schmidt, who runs Inside Trail Racing, says dog-friendly marathons are on the rise.
Not every dog is good for a marathon.
Not every dog is good to go running. Not every dog is good to be out on the trails. So it's definitely a lot of training that goes into it.
After 5 hours and 28 minutes, Jelly Bean crosses the finish line.
It blows my mind that she can go from being in a shelter to an ultra athlete.
Because winners aren't always the biggest or the strongest. Sometimes they come in packages as small and every bit as sweet as a jelly bean. Itai Had, CBS News, Berkeley, California.
Finally, tonight's Heart of America, meet 32-year-old New Yorker Leanna Scaglione, who is among the 27,000 runners to compete in the New York City Half Marathon this weekend. Her remarkable finishing time of 2 hours and 14 minutes came just 2 months after having brain surgery. When she was just 15, she was diagnosed with neurofibromatosis. That's a genetic disorder that causes usually benign tumors to form in the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. Well, after being in a wheelchair for 2 years, the once aspiring ballerina took up running to challenge herself.
I've realized all the things that I have accomplished with having tumors in my body. I was like, you know what? Anything's possible, and I shouldn't let this diagnosis and a tumor control my life. I just finished this major surgery, and I'm getting my life back.
Well, she now hopes to tackle the full Chicago and New York City marathons this fall. So congratulations, Leanna Scaglione, tonight's Heart of America.
Tonight, CBS's Steve Hartman catches up with one of his favorite people. He's one part Forrest Gump and one part Energizer Bunny. Here's tonight's On the Road.
High on the list of things I never thought I'd see is this. Ernie Andrus, who turns 97 next week, still marching across America.
Every step of the way.
I first met Ernie 6 years ago. He was in the middle of the Arizona desert trying to become the oldest person to ever run coast to coast. 3 years later, he actually made it to the Georgia shore, only to then turn around and start running back the other way. Ernie is now a year into the return trip. We caught up with him outside Lufkin, Texas, plodding along slow and steady as usual, albeit slightly slower.
Hey, I better hang on.
And noticeably less steady. A few weeks ago, a doctor diagnosed Ernie with congestive heart failure.
Yeah, that's what they told me, but he's selling pacemakers.
So you think that's just all a sales pitch?
Yeah.
There's a chance he could be telling you the truth, though, Ernie. Does that change anything?
No, I'll run till I drop. I always said I'll die with my running shoes on.
Much of Ernie's motivation to soldier on comes from his sailor past. During World War II, Ernie served on a ship called an LST, and he's been running to raise money for the LST Memorial in Evansville, Indiana.
This shouldn't be forgotten. It's the ship that won the war.
But along the way, this run has also taken on a more personal purpose, as thousands have joined him for at least a leg of the journey.
God bless you, sir.
They have listened to his stories, celebrated his fortitude, and given Ernie the key to a long life, a deep desire to keep pressing forward.
Run, Ernie, run.
And that's why, although his doctor says time is short, Ernie is still planning to reach the Pacific sometime around his 101st birthday.
So let's say you make it to California, then you stop running?
No, I have a plan for a coast-to-coast relay.
Ernie Andrus,
Yeah.
optimistic for the long run. Steve Hartman, CBS News, on the road.
We wanted to share this story with you tonight as two runners are nearing the end of an epic journey, more than 1 million steps. Errol Barnett reports they're doing it to solve a most urgent problem facing veterans.
Marathon enthusiasts Brian Churchland and Josh Milich are on the longest run of their lives, 500 miles in 12 days, from Massachusetts National Cemetery on Cape Cod to Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. They're averaging more than 40 miles a day.
We got 20 to go.
Braving rain, snow, and injury to raise awareness of veteran suicides. We caught up with them in Philadelphia.
You say you want to do something outrageous, something people would stop and see.
Yes.
What has the response been so far?
It's been fantastic. It's exceeded anything that we thought would happen.
Churchland and Milich are using their passion for running to raise money for Mission 22, a non-profit organization providing treatment to veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress.
And to a veteran sitting out there watching from home who has been struggling, what would you say?
It's okay to not be okay, and no one's going to judge you for feeling the way that you do.
17 veterans die by suicide every day in the U.S., more than 6,000 lives lost a year. Former Indiana Army National Guardsman Brian Westerfield, who served in Iraq, was almost one of them.
What was it that made you contemplate suicide? Why?
It's all the failures over and over again. I'd stayed in that hole for so long that I didn't see a way out.
Westerfield is now helping Mission 22 counsel other vets. He's also backing Churchland and Milich on their mission to spread hope.
There's people out there that need to hear this message, and it's worth every ounce of pain that we're experiencing these 2 weeks.
Giving it their all to make sure no one runs life's course alone. Errol Barnett, CBS News, Baltimore, Maryland.
The Marine Corps Marathon being run here in Washington this weekend started in 1976 with the goal of promoting goodwill. Perhaps no runner better exemplifies that spirit than the doctor you're about to meet. Here's CBS's Jan Crawford.
This weekend, Dr. Glenn Galehood will run his 45th Marine Corps Marathon. He's only missed it twice, but he's up for almost any race.
So how many marathons have you run?
170 to date and counting.
How many continents?
7 continents.
He saves his medals, but his true passion is saving lives with his nonprofit Mission to Heal. It brings medical supplies and training to the most remote corners of the world.
We have done what we can to help, not just to heal the folk that we see immediately by cutting and sewing, but by teaching those skills such that it continues beyond us.
His medical missions are inspired by his runs.
The marathon is a good metaphor because it takes discipline, it takes effort, and it takes a commitment. That's what healthcare is.
Dr. Galehood is 80 years old.
So how much longer do you plan to keep doing missions and running marathons?
Until the next one, and the next one, and the one after that.
Because crossing a finish line means it's time to start a new mission. Jan Crawford, CBS News, Durwood, Maryland.
Finally, tonight's Heart of America. Meet Guinness World Record holder Chris Nikic. Chris recently became the first person with Down syndrome to complete all 6 of the world's top marathons. He earned the coveted 6-star medal after completing the Tokyo Marathon in March. But breaking records isn't new for Chris. He was already the first person with his condition to complete an Ironman triathlon. In his spare time, the two-time ESPY winner works as a motivational speaker with the message, work to get 1% better every day. We sat down with Chris and his father, who's been by his side every step of the way.
When Chris was born, everyone told us all the things he couldn't do. And part of the reason why we go all over the world and we do so many events, it's an opportunity to show other parents like me and my wife that there's hope and that their kids can do amazing things and live an amazing life.
Chris Nikic is amazing, and he is tonight's Heart of America. He inspires me.
Winter in Minnesota can be downright brutal, but that doesn't stop this cold weather marathon. Ryan Anderson and his dogs were the first of 10 teams to cross the finish line at this year's Beargrease Dog Sled Marathon. The grueling 300-mile trek is the longest sled dog race in the lower 48. In tonight's Weekend Journal, John Lordson of our CBS station WCCO shows us just what it takes to compete.
I love the energy of the dogs getting ready to go. And then they just like turn quiet and, dial in once they're ready to start.
They are four-legged athletes, Alaskan and Siberian Huskies, bred for whatever awaits them along the Beargrease. And every single one of their human companions took different paths in life before they ended up on this one.
My parents have always been doing it since I grew up, and I just kind of grew up around the sport, so here I am doing it now.
At 19 years old, Errol Wallen is one of the youngest dog sledders in the marathon. He's even competing against his mom's team.
It's pretty exciting. Everything's kind of coming together. This is what we all wait for, train for, and get excited for the whole year, and now it's here, so it's ready to roll.
Dry land training takes place year-round, even in Alaska.
They pull me on a four-wheeler on an ATV.
Ryan Reddington and his team made the 72-hour drive from the land of the midnight sun to Minnesota. He's a former Beargrease champion.
It's a really tough race with the hills, and the competition is very good. The people of Minnesota are awesome, and yeah, it's going to be a good race.
When the sun sets and the temperature drops, teams still push through the night. They navigate through the cold and dark of the wilderness, keeping an eye out for moose and other animals, and only stopping at mandatory checkpoints where vets can take a look at the dogs and the huskies get a quick bite to eat.
We want to get them fed and get them resting as quick as we can so that they can get off of their feet and get some sleep and get ready to do it all over again.
The final destination for this race is Grand Portage near the Canadian border, and it's not just the mushers who go along for the ride, it's the fans too.
Even when it's 15 below, they still come out in full force.
It was just really cool to see that everyone's so excited and supportive.
John Lordson, CBS News, Grand Marais, Minnesota.
Finally, tonight's Heart of America, meet Bernice Alfaro of Little Rock, Arkansas. On Sunday, Bernice completed her first marathon in 6 hours and 7 minutes, and while she wanted to finish, her biggest goal was making her mother proud. In 2017, Bernice's mother, Eva, was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer, and while that news would stop many in their tracks, Bernice decided to keep moving forward by focusing on a healthier lifestyle. It started with local breast cancer walks, but she soon realized she could go even further and faster. And in doing so, she discovered a new passion for running. It was that passion, along with support from her mother, now a breast cancer survivor, that helped her finish the line.
I just love the fact that she's still here. It's very encouraging for her to say, you can do this. You can do this.
Look at that, Bernice Alfaro. She is tonight's Heart of America.
In Eye on America, we often look at an issue facing the nation or one corner of it. Tonight, we focus on Southern California and the ongoing recovery from the wildfires. After flames raced through the community, a running club is helping it to heal. Here's Mark Strassman.
You could ask any of these runners. Los Angeles feels changed since the wildfires. They've changed too.
I'm really excited to have you all here with us today.
Carl Walton joined the Pasadena Run Club 2 years ago for a sense of community. He got so much more.
Oh, this is living room right here.
Walton, an Uber driver and massage therapist, took us to his old address in Altadena. Last January, LA's Eaton Fire roared through this neighborhood. In minutes, the house he was renting became a fireball.
Wow, I can't believe this. Like literally burnt up right in front of me.
That must have been
it was hard.
Awful.
It was hard.
It was also the moment when the Pasadena Run Club became more than exercise for Walton. Roughly a dozen members had lost their homes. The club responded with temporary shelter, food, clothes. They organized fundraisers.
What does the Run Club mean to you today that you never knew about before the fire?
They've been here the whole time, helping me the whole time, just on all levels.
Every day we would learn that there was somebody new affected by the fire, and it's still going on today.
Ronnie Faraz co-founded the Run Club 4 years ago.
Do they have food? Do they have clothes? Like, what do they need?
The club is no longer just about the running.
It's much more of a community than anything else.
Altadena is slowly recovering. The wildfires destroyed 2/3 of this town's structures. 97% of those lots have now been cleared.
So all that was yard.
Walton's still recovering too. He's staying with relatives, trying to save money to live on his own again. But some nights, he sleeps in his car.
Keep it going, Carl. The last home stretch.
His Run Club is his relief from all that.
By running, I'm kind of like putting everything to the side for a minute, and the hope comes from the people around me, you know, that's help.
Who got it?
In the Pasadena Run Club,
come on.
No one runs alone.
Good job, good job.
For Eye on America, I'm Mark Strassman in Los Angeles.
There's resilience in each step of these 26.2 miles for Dan Berlin.
It's just such a moving experience to run it.
Diagnosed with a degenerative eye condition when he was 7, the Colorado runner lost his sight in his late 20s.
The sense of disability was starting to really weigh on me. So I signed up for a half marathon and started training for it. Man, just getting out there to run, it just changed my world.
And his challenges soon took the 51-year-old around the world. He climbed Machu Picchu, summited Mount Kilimanjaro, and crossed the Grand Canyon.
What does running mean to you?
Wow, running to me means a sense of freedom. It's been a way to able to find ability in the face of disability.
Confidence he hopes to instill in young people with his nonprofit.
We formed Team See Possibilities to really try to destroy the notions of what somebody who's blind is capable of doing.
This was Berlin's 7th Boston Marathon, but his first with daughter Talia by his side.
If you were to sum up this experience all together, what would you say?
Can you combine elated and exhausted?
And ready for his next adventure. Nancy Chen, CBS News, Boston.
The Boston Marathon is always a special day for hundreds of thousands of runners and spectators from all around the world. One of this year's inspiring stories is Adrienne Haslett, who lost her leg in the 2013 bombing attack. The former professional ballroom dancer is the epitome of Boston Strong. This is also the 50th anniversary since women were officially allowed to compete, a historical moment honored by many women who ran today. Here's CBS's Nancy Chen.
75-year-old Val Rogoszewski isn't just taking on the Boston Marathon. She's revisiting a trail she helped blaze as one of the first 8 women officially allowed into the race.
Pretty crazy to think of 50 years ago, 8 people standing on the line, and here we are with thousands of women.
Why weren't women allowed to run in the Boston Marathon before 1972?
Part of it was just social convention. It wasn't good for women to sweat. It wasn't good for women to have big muscles.
It wasn't good for women to be strong.
There, that's a good one right there, yeah.
Before 1972, only men could compete, though a few women did crash the race. So those first 8 understood what was at stake.
It was sort of thick in the air that nobody walks, nobody drops out for sure.
They all finished. Today, Rogoszewski tackled the course once again, this time with her daughters.
More and more, I really see my mom made history. My mom made history.
Now, more than 10,000 are following in her footsteps.
So I'm just thinking about, the cycle of life, and it's almost like handing the baton to them. And it makes me feel very, very good.
Nancy Chen, CBS News, Boston.
Women are the strongest people I know. Congratulations. We'll be right back. We're going to cross the finish line tonight with our Heart of America. 68-year-old Bill Cuddiff of Virginia recently completed the remarkable feat of running a marathon in all 50 states. He overcame countless hurdles during his 22-year journey, including a busy work schedule, the pandemic, and just this year, open heart surgery. But that did not stop him from running in Nevada last month and completing his coast-to-coast goal.
I know it's not any special talent that I have, not by my might, not by my power, but by the Spirit of the Lord that I've been able to finish all of these things and have the right frame of mind just to be able to push through.
An inspirational runner triumphing over adversity, Bill Cuddiff, tonight's Heart of America. When a Phoenix woman decided to live a life without limits, she gave herself a huge personal challenge, a run for the record books. CBS's Mark Strassman has her inspirational story.
Marathoners typically run on 2 legs and grit. Jackie Hunt Bruchma does it on 1.
I didn't want to be an amputee. I was like, this is not my life. I'm just going to be normal.
20 years ago, at age 26, the South African native got bone cancer, a tumor near her left ankle.
Within 3 weeks, I went from cancer diagnosis to having my leg amputated. And I was like, no, I'm going to fight this.
From the beginning, your mindset was, this will not limit me.
I was very stubborn. Still am.
But you need beyond stubborn to run marathon after marathon, day after day. Jackie's journey this year. In all, 104 marathons in 104 days. She raised almost $200,000, enough to buy running blades like hers for 50 para-athletes. People are going to look at you and go,
yeah.
Are you crazy?
I had to, convince myself, yes, this is crazy, but you can do it.
So your messages were all capable of so much more?
Yes. That's exactly my message. You just go and try something hard, something that's personal to you.
102 marathons in 102 days.
Jackie Hunt Bruchma challenged herself and stuck to it for the long run. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Phoenix.
Finally, in tonight's Heart of America, we head to Hawaii for a story of perseverance in the aftermath of last year's Maui wildfires. Nate Kahaiali'i is a school teacher from the town of Lahaina, where just 1 year ago he was training for the Chicago Marathon when he and his family had to evacuate as flames approached their home. As things turned out, the home would be destroyed along with everything inside it except for the running shoes that he grabbed as he ran right out the door. He has since worn those shoes not only in the Chicago Marathon as he planned, but in every single major race since then. And now, this November, he will wear them once again in the famed New York City Marathon, not for himself, but to raise money for the people back home, those representing Lahaina Strong.
I continue to think about the people of Lahaina and everyone who's lost homes, who's lost loved ones. Every time I bring these shoes with me, it's like bringing Lahaina with me.
And Lahaina goes on, the heart of Lahaina beats on. Nate Kahaiali'i is tonight's Heart of America.
Finally tonight, a Chicago teacher who goes the extra mile for his students. 26 of them, in fact. Here's CBS's Charlie DeMar.
Mike Mancini will be the first to tell you he's not much of a runner.
When I started, running was just awful for me.
It turns out he just needed the right reason.
We're really trying to break the cycle and help kids get out of the cycle of poverty. The jobs are in tech.
He's training for a marathon, not for himself. He's doing it for the students at Phillips Academy High School on Chicago's South Side.
And tomorrow, we're going to learn more about banking as well as identity protection.
That's where he teaches. Like many underfunded schools, Phillips struggles for resources.
Particularly when it comes to areas like science, technology, engineering, and math, known as STEM.
They don't even know what they don't know. So if they aren't exposed to it, they can't say oh, I would like to pursue that.
Mancini decided the kids at Phillips needed a STEM program if they wanted a decent shot at the jobs of the future.
Just got done my third train run of the week.
So, reluctantly, the rubber hit the road. he launched a fundraising campaign to raise $250,000 to hire teachers and equip a STEM center. The original plan was to run the Boston Marathon, but that was canceled by COVID. He drew up his own 26.2-mile course through the South Side. Major companies have signed on as sponsors, all too aware how rare diversity is in technical professions.
We need to normalize seeing Black people and women in STEM.
Carlotta Berry is an engineering professor who works to increase diversity in STEM education.
This STEM pipeline is really more of an obstacle course because it's a journey with a lot of detours. Diverse teams create the most unique and the best solutions.
Every mile down and dollar raised is a step closer to bridging the disparities in STEM education. Charlie DeMar, CBS News, Chicago.